He did say to me, he was like, shame that was the last kiss. And that's why I said there was mixed signals.
It's a shame that's the last one ever. It wasn't like, it's a shame it's the last one. It was like, yeah.
Oh, it's a shame that was our last kiss.
I find attractive, like loyalty and respect.
I'm just going to call it Jess is playing games. I really am convinced that Jess is playing the game, because there's no way she's this naive to let this happen. There's no way she's naive to allow herself to be played by Sammy with the world watching. That doesn't make sense to me. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. Hey there, thanks for stopping by. It's your girl Valerie. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe. We're at 600. We're over 600 now, so let's keep it going. Leave a like, a comment, and turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Love Island season 10, episode 42. So we have Jess pull Josh for a chat. And so she speaks to Josh and tells him that no, she's not feeling it. She wants to stick with Sammy, and and he says, I knew this was coming just because you kept saying you're closed off. So I think that was you sort of giving me a heads up that this is not going to work. So that's fine. And it doesn't make sense for me, because she then goes to the girls, tells them she's decided to go back to Sammy because she feels that Josh is not Sammy. She's given him a chance, but he's not it. And it's like, have you really given him a chance, or have you pretended to give him a chance so that the viewers think that you are trying? Because I personally don't get it, because she then speaks to Sammy, and Sammy tells her that he's not a feelings guy, and he feels if he says they're closed off, that should be enough for her. That should suffice. She should be contented with that. She shouldn't want him to say anything else. And she's like, well, I need reassurance. And it's like, why then do you keep coming back to someone who's not giving you the reassurance? Why then do you keep coming back to someone who's telling you you're not his type, you're not his number one choice? Why would you keep doing that to yourself? That doesn't make sense. The only reason I could think of is Jess is not really looking for a relationship. Jess is on the show to get publicity and to get the deals that come with being on the show. And she's going to fake this relationship until after they leave the show, and then she'll break up with Sammy and go back to whatever she was doing, whether she was in a relationship or whether she was single or whatever she was doing. I think she's not after a relationship, and this is why she's sticking to Sammy, because she knows Sammy doesn't like her. And she also knows that she's not Sammy's type. Otherwise, there's no justification for her actions. Josh on his part then pulls Amber for a chat. And for me, it's a bit tricky because of their age difference, in the sense that how do they make it work? I think he would have been better off pulling Abby, because Abby's more his age. But then I don't know. I really don't know. I think Abby's too immature. But then saying that, Luca was way older than Gemma. I don't remember the age difference, but he was older than Gemma. So I don't know. Maybe they might make it work. We'll see how it goes. And then Mitch, every time I see him, I want to call him Luca, just because he reminds me of Luca Bish. Anyway, Mitch finishes his chat with Abby and then goes immediately to look for Ella B, because Ella was looking for him. Ty had encouraged her to go and pull Mitch from his conversation with Abby because it looked very tense. And they go for a chat. I think Mitch really likes Ella B. I don't know whether he still likes Abby or whether he's moved on, because he was telling Ella B that, you are more stable, and I am up here where it's very sort of wavy and very unstable with Abby, and I really want to be down here where you are, where it's stable. I have a feeling that Mitch is going to recouple with Ella B, or stay with Ella B, or want to pursue things with Ella B, just because she gives him the stability that he needs, and he's excited at the fact that it's someone who he thought was out of his reach. So he knows he's punching, and he's going to do his best to keep going with her until she turns him off. Then he'll go back to Abby. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. The Islanders then get ready for bed. Obviously, Abby is complaining to Amber that, what happened is Ella B came and tried to pull Mitch while we were chatting, and it's like, this is not the first time this has happened. This is always happening in the villa, whereby someone will come and pull someone while you're in the middle of a conversation. At the end of the day, it's not Ella B's fault that she came to pull Mitch. It's because Ty encouraged her to go and pull Mitch, and she did what she was encouraged. She thought Ty had her best interest, and as he is someone she knows, and that's why she came to pull him. So please, if you want to blame anyone, go and blame Ty. So the Islanders go to sleep. Obviously, in the morning, there is a debriefing, and it's like, why? Because all it is Mitch, Abby, and Ella. That's the conversation. What happened there? And, where does Mitch stand? The guys want to know. Mitch is saying his head is turning towards Ella more than it is with Abby, because I think Abby has sort of turned him off with how sort of possessive she became. And so he thinks, he's more inclined to lean towards Ella. Um, Abby is confused. She doesn't know what to do. She's upset because she feels that Mitch is moving on, because he's already said he's got the egg. So that means he's moving on and he's not interested in pursuing anything with her. And she's thinking of going to Scott. And it's like, what has Scott done? Why is Scott even in your conversation? You mugged him off. You told him, he wasn't it, and you're going back to Mitch because you listened to Mitch. After Scott told you that do not go to Mitch for advice, go to a neutral party who has nothing to gain from your situation, and you refused to listen to Scott and you followed Mitch's advice, and then Mitch dumped you. Now you've been dumped. You're saying, oh, I'm going to pursue things with Scott, and then if Mitch wants me back, he has to graft. So you're using Scott just because you don't have anyone else. And as soon as Mitch is back interested in you, you're going to dump Scott. That doesn't make sense. Leave Scott alone and allow him to wait for a bombshell that will come in and like him for who he is. You sadly made your bed. You need to lay in it. And then Mitch obviously pulls Ella B and tells her that feels like he wants to lean more towards her and is thinking of ending things with Abby, because he wants to only focus on one person. He doesn't want the guilty feeling whereby he's worried about hurting Abby's feelings every time he does anything with Ella B. And for me, I'm happy for Ella B. She's turned his head. She's doing amazing. It's now up to Abby. Abby played herself. She really got along. Not that she really liked, because I don't know. I think she really got along with Scott, and it's a pity she decided to go with Mitch, thinking Mitch was, a sure guaranteed sort of stay in the villa, only for Mitch to then play himself and dump her. And so we'll see how that plays out. And then I really, I won't even say anything about Jess and Sammy, because it's the same conversation, same old, same old. They're still talking about their connection and the fact that Jess has tried to pursue things with other people, but then she's not to blame because Sammy did the same thing. So, now they're closed off and they're just going to focus on the two of them. And it's like, why? Sammy's just wanting to stay in the villa until the end. Jess is wanting to stay in the villa until the end without a connection, without anyone to sort of leave the villa and say, that's my boyfriend. And that's why she's sticking to Sammy. That's just my opinion. Then Ella B calls Ella for a chat. And she is right to pull Ella for a chat. I know there's some Ella fans. I like Ella and Ty. They're the best entertainment in the villa. But I think the way she sort of spoke to Ella B was a bit off. I think she should have asked her, excuse me, do you mind if you do this? Once she started moving, they should have said thank you. Because it didn't come across great given their history. I think if they didn't have a history whereby they clashed when she was asking Ella B that, why did you tell Ty that it's going to be a battle of the Ellas? I think Ella B would have accepted the comment without being offended or feeling some type of way. So I don't think that came across great. And I didn't hear Ella apologize, though, to say I did not mean to hurt your feelings or anything. I think and the fact that she said, oh, you feel you had a connection with Ty, but Ty's kissed a lot of girls, and it's like, you can't sort of judge someone's relationship because they tell you that they've only kissed someone. Unless you were there and yes, you were in it, then you would be the one to judge, because Ella B cannot judge your connection with Ty because you knew Ty as well before or you met Ty before you came into the villa. So I felt that comment was inappropriate. And for Ella B, I think Ella B got her own back by telling Ella that, Ty said it's a shame that that was our last case. Because then it showed her that the reason why Ella B was sort of trying to start things again with Ty was because Ty had opened the door. And Ella knows the guy she's with. I don't know. She's better have, she's better be going to the gym and exercising and having her boxing gloves ready for when they leave the villa, because of all the bodies that Ty has on him, if they all start coming out of the woodworks, she's going to be constantly fighting with people, and some of them might not be as nice as Ella B. So I really feel sorry for her. We'll see how that plays out. Oh my god, this fella is crazy. Anyway, the islanders get ready for the night, and you have Uzi telling everyone that he thinks he's catching feelings for KD because it's been a while since they were in a couple, and he feels that their connection is growing. And it's like, oh, okay, do you? And the girls are also getting ready and are excited. You can feel the tension. You can feel the tension. I don't see why the girls are giving Ella B such a hard time, given the fact that the only OG girls left, I think, are Jess and Ella. Yeah, it's just an Ella. Yeah, who else is an OG girl? And Molly, even though she went home and then she came back. So I don't see why the rest of the girls are giving Ella B a hard time. People like Abby. This is part of Love Island. You are going to switch partners. You're going to be in love triangles. So I don't know why they're all maneuvering like that and why they've decided to single her out. It's really bad. And so they go for their toast. Ty gives the toast, and he can feel the tension that Ella is not happy. OG Ella is not happy. They then receive a message just after the toast to say then it's time for recoupling. Was I surprised with the recouplings? No, not really. No, not really. Because Mitch wanted to escape from Abby, so I'm not surprised. So they start off with Whitney. Whitney chooses Locum. I said this before that I'm on the fence with Locum. As long as he gets Whitney to the finale and then whatever happens, happens. I prefer Whitney with Medi. I've said this before. Whitney says, he's opened up the softer side of her. Although in his interview, Andre told us that Medi knew how to sort of make Whitney shy and how to make her very vulnerable. So I'm surprised she's saying Locum also does the same, which makes me think that is Locum playing a game? Is he using Medi's template to sort of maneuver his way with Whitney and making sure he doesn't upset her or cause any commotion or call out her wrongdoings or any faults that she might have? I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. Ella's obviously recouples with Ty, although there is tension there, and Ty can feel that something is not right in her toast that she did. Molly goes back to Zachariah. She says she can see life outside in the real world, and it's like, I don't know. I don't know. Better you than me. Jess says she can see life outside in the real world with Sammy, and it's like, outside where? By the ark, by the villa, or where? Where in the UK? I don't think so. I have a feeling that if Jess and Sammy continue, it's just because they're continuing because they don't want, they want the deals, they want the brand deals, not because they really have a romantic connection. KD recouples with Uzi, which was to be expected because and she was talking about, oh, we will have blue-eyed babies, and it's like, oh, do you? Ella B recouples with Mitch. Mitch was done with his Abby phase and I think was ready to move on, so I wasn't surprised with that. But then Abby was very shady in the sense that Abby shot herself in the foot. I've already said this. She had a great thing going on with Scott, and she decided because she wanted to sort of trap Mitch to end things with Scott so that she could trap Mitch and he could end things with Ella B. But when Mitch refused to end things with Ella B, then she began to cry and say, oh, poor me, poor me. Why is Mitch leaving me out? Because in her speech for Scott, she said, well, we've both had a hard time. We've had people come in and sort of try and challenge our connections, and we've been stuck in love triangles. You're very honest, you're very respectful. And it's like, where were all these comments when people were calling him unlikable? Where was all these positive affirmations about Scott when Catherine and the girls and Lee and company was disgracing him and embarrassing him, and you all kept quiet? Suddenly, you're all seeing his positive qualities. I don't get that. So she then decides to sort of recouple with Scott, and I don't know. I think if she's safe this week, it's because people are trying to save Scott. I don't think she'll be safe because the fans like her. I think she'll be safe because she's coupled herself up with Scott. And so we'll see how that plays out. Amber recouples with Josh. And Amber is like, oh, I don't think there's going to be a romantic connection. Well, you're 19 years old. He's 26 years old. There's a 7-year difference. Chances are there won't be a connection because you're too young for him. But we'll see how that plays out. It was very tense after Abby's speech for Scott. And even Whitney said scandalous. So I don't know. So after the recoupling, Ty and Ella stay back to have a conversation at the fire pit. And it's been a while anyway. They've been too quiet for too long. So it's worth the drama because when they open a new season, it's amazing. So Ella then moans to Ty that, oh, Ella B was telling me that, you told her that it's a shame that that was your last kiss in the club, and you know she felt you were still open to know her because you were flirting with her. And Ty sort of repeated the same words and said, you know, that's not how he meant them. And it's like, it's not how you say them, it's how they're received by the person you're saying them to. So to him, he might not have thought he was flirting, but Ellaby might have thought, oh, so the door is still open, so here I am. Then Ty got upset and started saying, why are you saying that? You don't trust me. You should trust me. And I'm sorry, I'm going to be one of the first people to say this, but Ella OG has been wrong. The way she's treated Ella B has been wrong. Because when she brought Uzi back, Ty didn't treat Uzi the way she's treating Ella B. Yes, even if Ella B is Ty's ex, she should at least have been nicer to her. It's not like Ella B was coming on to Ty or was doing anything inappropriate with Ty. I think at the least she should have made her comfortable. Because every time it's always something. She confronted her about, oh, you are saying, you know, there'll be battle of the Ellas. It's not going to be a battle. I don't fight over a guy. Okay, that's fine. And then she went at her about the makeup. And it's like, why? Why do you keep doing this? Because even when Ella B called her to say, you know, I feel there's a lot of tension between us, she said, well, it's just to you, it might have been a connection. To him, it was just a kiss. And it's like, why are you continuing to downplay somebody's feelings? Why are you continuing to sort of try and belittle someone? I don't like that. I think Ella needs to work on that. I think her delivery at times is very wrong. This is Ty's ex. She's only met one of his bodies. What about the other 100 plus? How is she going to behave? She's going to be in constant battle every time she comes across Ty's ex. But hey, I digress. Anyway, Ty then has a chat with Ella B, and Ella B repeats the same words to say, I told her this is what you said. He then got upset that how come Ella is saying, you said I'm open to getting to know you, and yet I told you I wasn't open to getting to know you. And then he went back to Ella, and it's just like, why? Why is he going in between the two? Why didn't he call both girls and sit them down and have a conversation with both girls? Why does he have to sort of be the telephone in between the two people? He should have sat them both down with someone to mediate, maybe a neutral party, because Whitney is obviously friends with Ella. I don't know who would be neutral in the villa at the moment because they both seem to have sided with Ella. So I feel somebody should have come in to mediate, not Mitch, because Mitch is in a coupling with Ella B, so he would be more biased. I think maybe someone like Scott, but then Scott doesn't need the drama. He's already created problems for himself. He doesn't need any more. Moving on to Scott. Scott is having a chat with Abby, and he asked Abby that if you hadn't gone after Ella B, would you still have chosen me? She said yes, because I feel there was something there, and I feel, you know, we deserve to explore it. And for me, it's like, you not only deserve to explore it, you need to put all your eggs in Scott's basket, because Mitch is not it. If Mitch comes back to you, it's only because it's been neglected. It's not because he's really interested in you. Mitch is having a chat with Ella B about their connection. They're both happy, and they've decided to focus on one another, and he's not bothered that Abby has picked Scott. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Tomorrow will be season 2 of the latest Ty and Ella fight. So I can't wait. Looking forward to that. And I hope people still decide to vote for Scott. He deserves to be in the villa after all he's been through. I think as much as we might not like Abby, Scott deserves to be in the villa. So we might as well just keep them both. But anyway, I digress. Thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Bye everyone.